Good day, viewers. Welcome to Clevernet TV. I remain your host, Promise Ibuzeme. And this is Clevernet TV where you can upload videos, you can watch movies, you can post your events, you can use our podcast, and so many. You can also market your business and so many more. Today, we have with us a lovely guest, Mr. Ikechukwu. He's a clinical psychologist and also the chairperson of Labour Party South Africa. Welcome, sir, to Clevernet TV.
Welcome, Promise. Good morning.
Good
It's nice.
morning. And today we'll be speaking about Labour Party leadership. Um, will you kindly just please introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Ikechukwu. I am a Nigerian. I'm here in Johannesburg. Yeah, like you said, currently I'm the chairman of Labour Party South Africa. I'm a clinical psychologist. I'm a human development expert and a human resource consultant. I currently run a company called Daxabet, which is deeply into the production of herbal supplements, treating most of the chronic diseases. Recently, we just produced a supplement for diabetes, but we're still yet to go to the market. I'm also an author. I just co-authored a book called, it's an anthology, Fatherhood Honesty. It's still yet to be published. We do philanthropist job, trying to coach young adults for career paths. And just generally, I'm enthusiastic about longevity, which is trying to create wellness and good health for all. Thank you.
Thank you so much for introducing yourself. Viewers, you've all heard, he's a clinical psychologist. He's also he's a philanthropist, and into so many things you've heard him say. Um, please tell us, how did you become the Labour Party chairperson in South Africa? Sorry.
Yeah, it's network.
Please tell us how you became the Labour person chairperson in South Africa. Labour Party chairperson in South Africa.
Okay. Personally, I followed Peter Obi for a while, and what he did in Anambra State is a clear indication of good governance. So, when he was contesting under PDP, we are enthusiastic that they will give him the leadership as expected. But they turned it down, you know. So when he came to Labour Party, we started forming support groups. But we had a meeting somewhere in Randburg here. And in the meeting, we all talked enthusiastically about the campaign from PDP. I was never a political person or anything anyway, but I just want good governance for Nigeria. So in the meeting, I think I spoke in a right direction for them to understand that it's not just about support group. If this man has moved to Labour Party and he joined Labour Party, that's a cause. So what we need to do is to also have a Labour Party in South Africa so that we can actually support the party at home. So in the meeting, they decided that, okay, since you have this thing about, then you should be the coordinator in the meantime. So that's how we started. So, and that's where the party was formed.
That's beautiful. So, if I may ask, what made you to go into politics? Why politics?
Well, politician, yes, we are all political animal. Whether in your house, in your family, in the streets, somehow we play politics every day in our life. Um, the main purpose is that we're all tired of what is happening in Nigeria. Like this Christmas, no, a lot of people are not planning to go home because it's not safe. You can't go to the east. Imagine if you're from Enugu State, for instance. You get to Lagos. and you cannot travel home to see your family. How do you see that? It's crazy because you're afraid of being kidnapped. You're afraid of bad roads, bad government. A lot is going on. So the main purpose of joining this is a movement. That's what I call it. Per se, it's political, but then it's also a movement to take back Nigeria and make it better. So that is the driving force.
So it's a political movement to
This is
move
a,
Nigeria forward. So you
yeah.
believe you open that, okay, Labour Party is gonna bring safety, it's gonna bring it's a great change in Nigeria.
Yes, you see, what underlines a political party is not just the name, it's the caliber of the individuals that's running the affair. Peter Obi joining Labour Party was a big yardstick for them to bring the needed change in Nigeria. Then you talk about people like Professor Pat Utomi, who is a staunch member of the party. These people are technocrats who have brought ideas, even though most of the ideas were not fostered for the change that was needed. But you can see the handprints or the footprint of what they have done in the past. And it tells you that this is a political party that will bring the much needed change. So that's why we entered Labour Party.
Okay. Viewers, you've heard Mr. Ikechukwu. He said the reason why he's not we like consider you as a politician.
In the interim, yes, why not? We're all political animals. We're politicians.
So in your own definition is that we are all political animals. Everyone is a politician.
Yes. Do you know one of the greatest philosophers says that when the well, let me use the word, the intelligence or the people that can bring change stay by the side and say that I'm not a politician, I don't want to be this, don't want to get involved in this. They end up allowing fools to rule them.
Mm,
That's the situation we're having back home. So I think it's time for everybody that has something to offer to Nigeria to come to the party.
okay. Viewers, if you listen to Mr. Ikechukwu, I'm not supporting, not like I'm really creating a movement for Labour Party, but he said, according to him, he said we should all join Labour Party so that we can bring change to Nigeria. You know, we know that the election is coming up next year, and everyone is looking forward to a greater change. So he's saying Labour Party is going to offer that change, which we Nigerians we need. Labour Party is going to help eradicate poverty. So if you know you want that for Nigeria, he's saying you should join the movement. Okay. Um, what do you think about Labour Party? What do you think it's gonna be? I know you've said already about the change and everything, but what do you think is gonna be the benefits in the long run?
Okay, let's Labour Party, Labour movement is always a collection coming together of the workforce, the labor force, to enforce change. It is emancipation of the poor, the less privileged. That's what Labour stands for. Every labor union is for betterment of the workforce, betterment of the populace, betterment of the entire society. Now, Labour Party is like a party of the less privileged, the workforce, the technocrats, the groups. It's party for all. If you go back to the early 1960s when Nigeria were fighting for the independence, and even when they got the independence, you remember the Aba Women's Riot. This is something about collectiveness of what we call labor group. After that, there was much needed change that came to the society. And I think that is the mantra also that Labour Party stands for. It is where you have, if you look at what is happening in Nigeria, for instance, the youths, there are different support groups for this campaign to change Nigeria. That is workforce, that is labor force. And I think that's what Labour Party is all about.
Mm. Okay, thank you, Mr. Ike. Viewers, you've heard Labour parties cares about the poor. They want to eradicate poverty, so that's why the Labour Party was formed, according to Mr. Ike. Viewers, we will just quickly go for a break and we'll be right back. Please do not forget to sign up to Clevernet TV. It's at www.clevernet.com. Please subscribe sign up so that you can watch movies on our TV. You can also put up your markets and adverts and so many more things you can do on CleverNet TV. See you soon.
Clevenard in Diaspora Television is an internet online TV service. What sets us apart is a unique combination of hit African content, first and exclusive international free movies, series, musics, news, events, documentaries, tourism, teleshopping shows, youth TV programs, and live interviews. Clevenard Diaspora Television is available throughout sub-Saharan Africa and to the diaspora markets worldwide. Take your entertainment with you wherever you go. Watch on your smartphone, tablet, laptop, smart TV, depending on your device. Watch free movies with Clevenard Movies Television. Stop searching for free movies websites and watch Clevenard Movies Television. Watch your favorite African shows anywhere at any time. Don't forget to check out our top 5 TV channels created to get you informed. TV1, Clevenard in Diaspora Television. TV2, Clevenard Youth Television. TV3, Clevenard Movies Television. TV4, Clevenard Teleshopping Television. TV5, Clevenard Tourism Television. To start watching, sign up at www.clevenard.com and follow the easy steps. Once you're done, log into the Clevenard website or app on your device, click on any one of our 5 TV channels, and hit play. We will be very satisfied and happy to welcome you to our team as one of our new business partners. Contact info@clevenard.com +34 631 279811. Website www.clevenard.com.
Hi viewers, welcome to CleverNet TV. This is still CleverNet TV, and we still have your host here, Mr. Ikechukwu Eze, and we're still speaking on Labour Party leadership in South Africa, and he still remains the chairperson of Labour Party in South Africa. So, Mr. Ike, please tell us what change do you think Labour Party can bring to Nigeria? Why should Nigeria vote for Labour Party?
Okay, recently, the presidential contestant, Peter Obi, released his manifesto, and every thinking reasonable Nigeria that goes through it will understand what is coming. Now, this is a corruption-free government that is coming in place. That is one. Secondly, this is a government that is bringing not consumption, but production to consume, and also production to export. Now, when a country becomes self-sufficient, I think poverty goes away. Nigeria has a lot of arable lands that could be utilized, but we let them rot. We have mineral resources. One of the largest deposits of mineral resources in the world is in Nigeria. We talk of oil, we talk of gold, cassiterite, you can name them all. These things keep going into individual pockets. This is what this government is bringing in. That's what Labour Party is coming in to do, so that the owners of the domiciled towns where these mineral resources are being mined could benefit, and it will also benefit the whole country. Nigeria could be better than Dubai if we utilize the resources we have. So what Labour Party is bringing into place is, one, good government; two, emancipation of poverty for all; three, sufficient food production; four, you talk about education. Without education, a country is gone. A town is finished. When you have people that are educated, job creation becomes in place. You have industrialization, full industrialization. All these are coming in. And the most important of all is that they are creating an enabling environment for business to thrive. You can now bring investors. There, I can tell you confidently that most investors are lined up waiting for Peter Obi to ascend as the president of Nigeria, for them to move into Nigeria. It is going to be a very big change, and that is what is coming.
But remember, this change is what every politician promised Nigeria every year. Every time they come into power, they say the same thing over and over again. So tell me, what's gonna make that difference this time around?
As what we call a prototype. A prototype is that this has been done. Can it be replicated? If you go to Anambra State, since he left Anambra State as the governor of Anambra State has continuously taken the first position as far as education is concerned in Nigeria today. The poverty situation in Anambra State left from among down to among the top in Nigeria. A lot. And that he set the standard. And even though that along the line, things are changing. But if you still look at it, the president he set is still in place and is working. Now, if he bring this prototype into Nigeria, my dear, it will be a country to be marveled with. I mean, me and you will be thinking of going home to even establish. So this is a man that has been a businessman, started from scratch, built himself. This is a man that joined politics and showed what he can do as a politician. And let me even talk about his vice. This is a big educationist. We talk about Bayes University today. I don't know what they are ranked in Nigeria, but I can tell you what is happening as far as Bayes University is concerned. He's a technocrat, he's a former senator. So you look at all this, you will understand that this team are not here to joke. They are here to actually change, to bring change to Nigeria. He has helped poverty alleviation a lot. And he's a man that is down to earth. He makes himself accessible to the people. Look at the flood that happened in Nigeria recently. He was being seen in the canoe going to the villages to sympathize. He brings empathy to the society. So what else can you talk about? The list goes on and on. We might not even go if we start counting or recounting the things that could come into the government of Nigeria if we allow him to become the president of Nigeria. I can guarantee there won't be strike, 8 month strike. Who does that? Which government will allow their citizens to sit at home? One thing that happens when there's such strike is that crime is on the increase. The kids doesn't go to school, they have nothing to do, hunger is coming in. What do you think they will do? They will go to the street, they will steal, they will kidnap, they will do everything to survive. And this is the change that we're bringing in.
Yes, I feel. So what do you think? With with trying to make change, obviously there has to be an action plan. So what is the action plan for Labour Party?
The action plans. Let's start with insecurity, for instance. The police are there, somebody is kidnapped, and they are using the phones to call to demand for ransom. My dear, as we are talking now, even though we're talking on Skype, it does not take any experts to pick up your location. So it won't take him like 5 minutes. He's picked up the location where you are. So what is happening in Nigeria? That is one. I don't want to stress on that. Two, let's talk about food production. Foods are being produced in the localities, but the access roads are dead. So these foods doesn't even get to the market where they are supposed to be sold so that the producers, the farmers, can get remuneration for their hard work. They end up having losses. Then you talk about the empty lands that are there. The government are not sponsoring farmers to produce. He has no plans for that. Then you talk about the education. In Anambra State, he made sure, even when us was on strike, that the students that were in Anambra universities were going to school. He paid from his government cover to make sure that those things doesn't come to Anambra, and they became the best. They graduated before they had set. The same thing is what is coming to Nigeria. Education for all. Nigeria has the resources to cater for its citizens. The biggest challenge we have is corruption, which is why individuals are getting richer and richer, richer than the country itself. And Nigeria is plunged into deep debts as we talk now. Every day is borrowing. For since this year, nothing has been remitted from the oil revenues. Where is it going? And every day ships are leaving Nigeria. A lot is coming, and we need to. It's not going to be easy. I'm not saying it's going to be a better voice. When we talk about change, change is a systematic thing that will take time to come. But the good thing is that it will start somewhere. Nigeria is stagnant and going into deterioration as it is. So somebody needs to come up to the party to say no, things need to start improving. And that is what is coming.
That's that's interesting. So could you please comment on your principal concepts of security, economic development, and foreign policy imperatives?
Okay, let us start with security. In Nigeria today, all the heads of the security channel, from the chief of army staff are from almost from the northeast. And you look at the northeast, that's still where Boko Harams are doing all they can do, and nothing is happening. The Nigerian security system is one that is highly tribalized in the sense that we think that as it is now, some set of people are being protected to infest injuries in the nation. That has to change. I don't want to talk more on the security because there's an action plan in place that is coming. And I can tell you confidently that the Nigerian prototype, let me put it in paper, that all the things that need to be done about security is not what you talk publicly, but I can tell you that it's seriously being planned because an action plan is needed decisively. If you listen to His Excellency speak, he said that security matter has to be dealt with decisively. It's not a joke, but he doesn't talk much about it because you do not expose your security apparatus. And we talk about the economy of the nation. It's in shambles. Nigeria used to be the giant of Africa. Today we are, I don't know, maybe we are the termite of Africa. We eat our own wood. How do I put it? But that is the truth. That's not what is economy. That's not. We have practically every day you see the accountant general of Nigeria, 80 billion. What is he doing with that money? The economy is gone. So what we're looking at is this. A lot of us that have lived abroad for so long have business, have expatriates that would like to invest in Nigeria. Now the security situation destroys it. Two, there's no enabling environment. A policy is instituted today. You come in with that policy, somebody comes into power tomorrow and destroy it. Let me give you an example. I won't call name. There's a place here called fruit and vegetable markets. That is a wonderful place where farmers come to bring their goods, and the off-takers comes there and pick it up. Somebody take a prototype to Nigeria. He got a land under not Fashole. What was the other governor after Fashole? He got a land in Lagos. He started development. He has sunk in over 200 million Nigeria. The next governor come and change the plan. That project is stagnant as it is today. So when you want to grow economy, you must create and provide a stable guidelines for investors to come, and not something you turn around and change tomorrow and destabilize people. So the economy needs to be dealt with as well, and the action plan is already in place. So Nigeria economy is one that will be all inclusive, from the artisan in the streets to the highest man dealing with oil. An environment has to be created, and that's what they are working on, to make sure that the business environment that supports production will be in place in Nigeria.
That's
And
interesting.
there's one you talked about. What was the last one?
Foreign policy imperative.
Yes, foreign policy imperative. Oof. Our foreign policy is non-existent. So this I don't see. I don't because you can't talk without talking about this government. And most times when you talk, it's more or less like you're criticizing everything they've done. But the truth is that the advent of this current government is what caused mass, well, I call it expulsion or mass movement of all the foreign companies in Nigeria because our foreign policy become next to nothing. It wasn't favorable anymore. Number one, you create an enabling tax environment for your foreign investors to come. And when they come, they create jobs. But we have been able to make it unfair for all the foreign companies to leave Nigeria. I don't know how many foreign companies that are in Nigeria today. And I don't know what to say. It's just that it's a mess. There's nothing going on in Nigeria. There's no foreign policy as it is now.
So do you think Labour Party is gonna fix that? You know.
You see, what is on Labour Party right now is huge.
Hmm.
And I know that every Nigerian is expecting a miracle.
I think they deserve to expect a miracle.
Yeah, they expect a miracle. Miracle will come. The good thing is that Labour Party has instituted an action plan. Now, all this traveling around the world, consulting with different groups, different parastatals, is to have an idea of what works. Is also to have a constant that's a bilateral relationship with a lot of countries so that business can thrive again. He went to Egypt to look at a plant. Egypt has the best energy plants in the world today. Why is he going there? What is he going to do? Is to see if he can replicate that in Nigeria. And we have the resources to do that. How stupid can a country be? You have iron ore, you sell it to somebody, they refine it, your people are going there to buy it and import it back to your country. Why can't you set up a plant? So these are the things. But this, I will tell you, is a gradual process, but it will all happen. Yes. So Labour Party will do all they can to ensure that Nigeria witness the change they deserve.
Okay. So do you think this change will be put into actual, actual work? Because, like I said before, everyone comes and say the same thing and just go. What make you think this year it's gonna be different? This time around, it's gonna be different.
Number one, they say that the action speaks louder than words.
Yeah.
And you look at the three people we have as contestants, or four people, and you ask yourself who is the most active one and who is going to be most proactive. The handwriting is on the wall. The action plan is in place, and that is why a lot of consultation and meetings are happening on a daily basis. So
True.
that when it's not when you enter, you start consulting. The consultation are being done in the hope that the government will come to Labour Party and Labour Party will start acting immediately. It's no more let us go into power. When they get to power, it will take them 6 months to even appoint a minister. No, the consultations are in place as it is. So we're just waiting for our people to go to the ballot box and confirm what we already say. Then work starts. From the first day in office, work starts.
Okay. Okay. So you agree with me that Nigeria needs a constitutional review. So what do you think? Do you think about Labour Party? Do you think they were able to do a constitutional review?
We all know that our current constitution is highly flawed. very highly flawed. So it is right for a constitutional review, and I think it's one of the action plans.
Okay, but what will they do? Like, do you have any hint of what will be changed?
I wouldn't say anything for Labour Party as a base, but I know that there's a plan for that. But it's not something you jump into immediately. It's not one of our greatest problem right now. It is something that you want to set up a committee to look into and review it.
True.
Because the constitution seems to favor the other and leave the other empty.
Okay. So what do you think about the banking system in Nigeria and the new currency and the withdrawal limit placed on the people?
See, one, the new currency situation is a two-way thing. Yeah, I think sometimes you cock your gun, you end up shooting yourself in the foot
Mhm.
because a lot of people are now trying to bring out the money they stashed for this election because it's going to be useless come February next year. So they're trying to bank it and they're having difficulties with it. Now, the monetary policy in Nigeria, the banking policy, it favors some, it doesn't favor the poor masses because these people are the ones that deal with cash on a daily basis. I understand what Nigeria is trying to do to have a cashless society, but I don't think we are ripe for that. That's my personal opinion. I think we can control that in a certain way. They're already providing bank cards and other things, transfers made easy and a lot. But then again, you cannot clamp down on the amount of money that moves around. Our traders, it's going to affect, let me not be tribalistic, but it's going to affect our Igbo businessman a lot because they deal with cash. He's sitting in his shop. You cannot tell somebody going to the market to buy a food for 100,000 that he can only withdraw 20,000 and that he must do transfers when he gets there. The system is not right. We have a lot of problems that we need to deal with before we get to even that. But I think somebody is trying to set up a precedence or make an impact before he leaves because he's definitely gone. So
But to me, I agree. It's a good move. It's a good movement to do that because we watch news and we see a lot of people keeping a lot of money in their home and it's just sitting there. You know, the
it
money is
is.
not spreading. It's not. It's supposed to spread around, but someone is just sitting with so much money, and I don't understand why. So I think it's a good impact to do this.
That's why I say it's a two-way thing. This is a good impact because the thieves are going to lose.
Mhm.
Imagine people 1 billion naira in my house when my community are suffering. The
Exactly.
road to my house is messed up. It doesn't make sense. It is
So.
evil. Is absolute evil. So that is good in that aspect.
Hmm. Hmm.
Well, that's why I'm talking about limiting the withdrawal. The new policy that they sent out, is it not last week or the other day? That withdrawal limits and all that. This is what is obtainable anywhere in a good country like that. But then again, we are still heading somewhere. So, I mean, generally, it is good that they changed the currency is being reprinted.
Yeah. Because I think for
Let's say I'm
me,
not a financial. I'm not a financial expert.
because I think for me, it's about time. Nigeria needs to upgrade. Nigeria needs to upgrade in such a way that you go to countries like here in South Africa and people don't have to move around with cash. But in Nigeria, you get people still moving around with cash. It's like we're still behind. Instead of moving forward, we're moving backwards. So I think it's about time to step up. We need to start becoming cashless human being and throwing your money in the bank and using the POS machine. POS machine should be something every restaurant should have, every businessman should have, So I think it's a good change for Nigeria.
It is. This policy has been in place. The only thing that changed now is that he is printing a new money. Yeah, almost every shop in Nigeria has POS. Almost every street in Nigeria has POS. You understand? So I think it's been in place. The only thing that is changing is printing of the naira, which is good. Some people complained. I told them that this is going to hit a lot of people in the bad place. And he's doing. Look at somebody carrying a truck of notes that is already decaying. What is he doing with that? So yeah, it is good in a way. But like I said, I'm not a financial expert, but we know that it is. I don't like carrying cash, so it's better I'm with my card. I can pay anywhere I go to.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, viewers, we've heard a lot, and there's still so many more for Mr. Ikechukwu here to tell us. Please, I urge you to just remain tuned. Do not move. Just sit still. We'll be right back in a few minutes. See you soon.
Hello there. Looking for an African movie? Search no further. Clevenard African Movies TV is here for you. We are dedicated to the acceleration of African films, TV series, documentaries, and lots more. Explore our movies at home or on the go. Clevenard Movies is free to watch on clevenard.com. Don't miss this opportunity. Hurry now. Sign up and subscribe today. Hello there.
Welcome back, viewers. This is to Clevernet TV. Remember, if you have not signed up to Clevernet TV, this is your opportunity to sign up to Clevernet TV at www.clevernet.com. And please don't forget, you can also put up your market in our website. You can also showcase. You can watch movies. You can put up adverts. You can also use our podcast and so many more. We're still on the questions, Mr. I thank you for joining us today, and I know it's been an interesting interview so far. The next question is what is the plan about agriculture? What does Labour Party have in store for us regarding agriculture?
In yes, that is food sustenance. And that is one of the most driving force in every community. When a country is sufficient with its food production, every other thing thrives. So Labour Party and our principal keep hammering that in the north, the arable land in the north can feed Nigeria and also export. That the money Nigeria will be generating from agriculture, we might not even need oil. Oil will be a thing of the past. And it's a major thing that Labour Party is going to tackle. Because when you have food sufficiency, the poverty is gone. What is the definition of poor? The definition of poverty is when one cannot be able to feed himself. And if you make food available in the country and you're food sufficient, then you have achieved number one capital human liberation. That is one. So Labour Party is going to utilize all the arable land, all the farmland, all every sector of agriculture that you know of, from fishery to piggery to animal, whatever, and to cash and whatever production that you get from farmlands. They are going to go into it in all seriousness.
But you agree with me that lately, when it comes to agriculture, people don't want to get involved in agriculture. People, it's not like in the olden days whereby you go to the village and every family has a farm, and now, but people don't want to be involved in farming. So how can we make this work?
Now I'll explain to you. Why people are not getting into agriculture is because they see it as a poor man's business.
Mm.
But I'll tell you, in the last 2 years, every sustainable individual, I don't want to use the word rich, For every average person, young or old in Nigeria, is either owning a fish pond, a poultry, a farmland. People are going back to agriculture because they are beginning to understand the importance. I'll give you an example. I lived in Ireland. The people that bank give loan without asking for collaterals or anything are farmers because they know they will produce, they will sell, and they will pay back. But it's not so in our country because they see farmers as, and most farmers we have are people who cultivate for family consumption, not for commercial consumption. But these days, people are going into agriculture knowing fully well that when you train 100 beds, you're going to sell and you're going to make profit. So, Labour Party is also trying to make people understand that we don't need to sit idle and say we haven't gotten a job in Shell or we haven't gotten a job in ExxonMobil. Then you are not. You have to provide job for yourself because agriculture is number one. If you're a farmer, in fact, I have a friend that is a farmer. My dear, he changes his car every year now because there's market for it. So it's the country is embracing that. The richest people, I'm not talking about Forbes, but I'm talking about rich in the right word are farmers. They don't lack food. They don't
You
lack
know,
basic necessities.
the way you put it now, you urging me to go start up a farming to start my own farm.
I can tell you, I also have a plan for that. Yeah,
That's beautiful. Okay, the next question is what is your plan about your party to deliver opportunity to all, not just the to privileged few? So what's the possibility that not few will be privileged, when you guys get into you know get elected, you don't privilege, you don't segregate, you don't, because this always happen every time whereby now they don't share it equally. Now they get this for they bring this favoritism and all those things.
it's
So what's the possibility that your party won't do the same thing when we vote for them?
it's called party affiliation.
Yeah.
Let us our party. Mr. A go to Ireland, Mr. B go to South Africa, and Mr. C go to Spain because they are party members.
Mm.
That won't be the culture. There's something I said about labor. Labor is a movement for all. Labor fights for the rich, fights for the downtrodden. That I always see this party as labor union, even though he is coming out as a political party, even though he's coming out as a political party for everyone. But the truth is that this is an all-inclusive party. It doesn't matter whether you have party affiliation or not. If you look at the movement that is going on now, this is now a clear example of what Labour Party is bringing in. The people campaigning for Peter Obi are not even Labour Party members. They are not card-carrying members of Labour Party. I have a friend doctor who is a staunch PDP member. I will not tell you how much he has invested to see that Peter Obi becomes the president of Nigeria because he knew and believed that this man will bring in the much needed change. And that's what Labour stands for. Labour is for all. So there's no bipartisanship whereby you say, oh, this man he's the Labour chairman in South Africa, please give him a position. It's not going to happen because if the man from South Africa is not qualified for the position you're talking about, the best man will go to that position. So there won't be sentimentalism whereby, oh, because this is my cousin, he should go there. No, it's not going to happen. The man that we are pushing to be at the helm of the affair is a man who stands on the truth and who believes the best should lead the rest. And that's the government that is coming in place. So it won't be as usual because you're a brother to the president, then you will be the one running the affairs of NNPC. That can never happen. The experts will run it. The people who will bring the much needed change so that what NNPC produce will be useful to the whole Nigeria are the people that will work. So if you're not ready to work in honesty and corruption free, then I don't think you will be part of this establishment coming in. So that is what it is.
And to be honest, I think this is the first election that's happening that we don't even know what to expect. Like everyone is just in the dark because I feel like there's gonna be a lot of sabotage. People are gonna stab each other at the back. Somebody supporting this party, and the next thing the person go vote for another party.
Let me give you one actual example of what you just talked about sabotage. Currently, for instance, if you might read the paper, you will see some scandals, whatever, well, I use the word scandals, that happening internally within the Labour leadership. This last one is that the publicity secretary wrote a petition against the chairman, that these are internal, and we know that all these things are coming from saboteurs being sponsored to detribalize what Labour Party is trying to bring to Nigeria.
Mhm.
To give the Nigerians the mindset that the people you're clamoring for are corrupt. Meanwhile, they are the one corrupt. And you will always get this element called Judas in every society that are going to be used to destabilize what is coming. When a good thing is coming, you expect this kind of thing. Because I believe that if there is a problem within a sector, it must be treated internally. Why go public? Why write and publish it that the chairman of Labour Party is obtaining money under false pretense, and the person doing that is the publicity secretary of the party? Absurd. But you will always see the hands of saboteurs, the bad element, trying to destabilize the good movement in place. So we're not deterred about that. It will always happen. The good thing is that Nigerians are becoming wiser than what we used to be.
True. True. Thank you so much. The next question is, what will your party do to crack down on tax avoidance by wealthy Nigerians and large multinational corporations? Because we know there's so many people that don't pay tax in Nigeria and they get to work scot free. So, what do you think the party is gonna do?
I'll tell you. You see, the biggest problem Nigerians have is what we call a central data system.
Mm.
And most of the individuals are not, they're not in the data system of Nigeria. So for you to have an accurate tax data, you must have every individual in your country in a data system. The moment Nigeria made it possible that everybody must have an ID card, national ID card, make it compulsory that police can actually stop you on the road. Where is your ID? Just like it's obtainable in every other country. Everybody has an ID card. When you come of age, you go and get your ID card. If you want to travel, you go and obtain your passport.
Mhm.
If Nigeria have a central system and a record of all the traders, all the workforce, that is a start. Secondly, our tax collectors are they corrupt free? Why multinationals don't pay tax is because when you say that tax is 100,000, they go and give 30,000 to the man sitting in the office and they sit back. You go to the system because our system is not centralized and you put in that they have paid tax and wipe it out. So who are we fooling? This is where we talk about the corruption. Eradication of corrupt practices. Number one, war against corruption. That is what will make us to get what we deserve from our tax system. It's not a, okay, let me give you, for instance, in Anambra now. Soludo has imposed a heavy tax on Okada man, a heavy tax on Keke man, tax on bus drivers. But what about the people inside the market? What about the people sitting on the street? What about these are because you can actually stop them on the road and say, where is your tax paper?
Mhm.
And you're not even considering how much they are making. This is where I call system flawed. because you can hound on the one that doesn't have anything to protect them, but the ones that are sitting there making billions, you cannot go to them. It's a flawed system. So this is the system that I believe Labour Party is working on as I tell you now. Labour Party, there are some experts working on a lot of things for Labour Party as we speak, because Labour does not want to come into government and take 1 year to plan their action. No, they want to come into government and action starts immediately. So there is something coming to make sure that our national tax implementation is done in the right way, not in a flawed system where corruption is strife.
That's good. That's good to hear. At least we get to stop this thing of the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer every day, which is common in Nigeria.
According to, and the good thing about the monetary policy is that you can no more hide your wealth.
Hmm. You have to bring it out.
Bank will be aware of it.
Maybe we'll get to see people now fixing the road or doing things with that money because now they can't use it to do anything.
We hope so.
I think that's what should happen. They should just take the money and just fix the road because I'm sure now the banks are even they're tired of even taking this money.
I'm telling you, yeah, you find a bank manager, you sit in your house, he will bring 5 million and come and deliver to your house. Mad.
Imagine.
That's what I call it, a lazy society.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay. The next question is how will your party put working people at the center of the economic recovery?
the working class.
Yeah.
Yes. In order for you to eradicate corruption, because let me explain something to you. When my father died, I went for his gratuity anyway from the office. He is a dead man and he works for his money. But I have the person that is signing the papers, I have is demanding money to sign the papers for me to go. I finished there, I went to the Ministry of Justice to get the affidavit and all that. They also charge the percentage, otherwise you won't get it. What am I trying to say? I'm just giving you an example of what is obtainable within the workforce in Nigeria. And this is why it is happening. A senator is getting over 10 million naira a month from house maintenance, car allowance, salary, and everything. And the person who is his brain writing everything for him is being paid 50,000 naira a month. The minimum wage of an individual is it okay? I don't know if they have implemented the 30,000 naira. Now, this 30,000 naira is what one small boy that is serving his boss in Lagos put in the back pocket and go to eat in an evening or on a weekend. And the man that is training his kids in school is earning that 30,000. What do you think? That wherever opportunity he sees to make extra money, he will not do that. He will do that. So what the Labour Party is looking at is being able to pay a minimum wage that is sustainable. An average family in Nigeria lives on $2 a day. That is if they get that $2.
Mm.
Is it right? Nigeria has climbed from is among the poverty index in Nigeria. I think in the world, I think Nigeria is topping. So you must be able to take care of your workforce to get productiveness. If your workforce suffers, you don't get anything productive. Never. When you pay people well and make the environment comfortable, they give you their maximum productivity. That's what you expect. So why the workforce in Nigeria is not productive is because nothing is being paid to them. Every state in Nigeria has Ministry of Works. That's State Ministry of Works and Federal Ministry of Works. And these people are supposed to, one, after road constructions, they do minor maintenances. But when they come to work, they sign, they are off to their individual things. At the end of the month, they collect money because government is not taking care of them. You will see all the roads with potholes. It's not supposed to happen because the job or the work of the Ministry of Works is for maintenance of roads, infrastructure, and housing. But they do none of that. So the road will go bad until it could be awarded again as a contract. These are the things we are fighting that it has to change. So take care of your workforce and you get the best of production.
True.
Productivity is vice versa. A hungry man does not go to cultivate.
True. That's true. You're correct. The next question. But before we go to the next question, I would love us to take a quick break. Viewers, please do not forget this is CleverNet TV. Please sign up to CleverNet TV at www.clevernet.com. See you soon. Be right back.
In the 21st century's technological advancement, we all seek opportunities to move and network with the emerging space. Introducing Clevenard Blog and Event Posting. Do you think you have some interesting materials, good content, articles, and stories? Then feel free to publish them on Clevenard Blog and Events page, just as team of our writers are doing presently. By blogging on Clevenard's blogs and events, you benefit from our reach and network. There are constant stream of people visiting our social platform, and we have figured out just how to distribute our contents. This means you can basically skip the line and get access to a big audience from day one. Furthermore, we can help you get in touch with important people for projects with possibilities of translating your content into other languages and republishing them on Clevenard. This helps preserve and protect your content from getting lost. What's more, you also get to be part of our team with access to our network and lots of exclusives, behind-the-scenes information. And of course, you get full credit for everything you do, which brings you popularity and make extra income. Sign up now on clevenard.com and start blogging to your advantage. Please see the tutorial video on how to blog or post events on Clevenard Blogs and Events. For more information, contact info@clevenard.com +34 631 279811. Website www.clevenard.com. Clevenard, your blogs, your identity.
Hi viewers, welcome back to CleverNet TV. I'm still your host, Promise, and here with me is still Mr. Ikechukwu, the Labour Party chairperson in South Africa, and he's also a clinical psychologist. And we've been speaking so much about Labour and Labour Party leadership and everything Labour Party has in store for Nigerians in this coming election. The next question is, what will your party do about the agitators for a separate country?
Number one, if there's this saying that the person that's not there when they bury the corpse, when it comes to bring it out, it will start from the foot, not the head. I think if we don't find the root cause of what started the agitation in the first place, we can never solve it.
Sure.
The agitation started because they felt that some regions are marginalized. Now, I know that Labour Party is going to bring equity and fairness. I know that Labour Party is going to call a meeting of all the agitators. And that is where the constitutional review has to come in place.
Mm-hmm.
You know that at this point in time, breaking up Nigeria is not what solves the problem. The problem is have equity, fairness, and all-inclusive governance for all. Once you can put that in place, agitation calms down. So it's going to be a diplomatic approach. It's not something you approach with violence or with anarchism or autocrativeness. No. Because I think this government fueled this agitation At the point when they were supposed to call a round meeting, sit down and understand the key point that is driving these agitations, they failed. They thought that it is intimidation and power. But sometimes a hungry man is a wounded man. And like they say, a hungry lion is a wounded one. He will do anything to make sure he eats. And the agitators, if you notice where the agitation centered, are from the Okada man, the Keke man. The middle class are not carrying the agitation in their head. So it is a systematic government that will understand what drives this agitation and come to a party and sit down and said, look, we can work together as one Nigeria, where we will have all inclusiveness, where we will have fairness and equity, where the resources will be shared accordingly, and everybody will be happy. Whether you're a Biafran or you're an Oduduwa or you are a middle belter, it makes no difference. The truth is that we need equity. Like I gave you an example. Yesterday I was listening to Babake Lawal, his interview. But he mentioned 5 top security positions in Nigeria that are zoned to the northeast. 5. And even himself is from northeast. But where is Boko Haram thriving? In the northeast. So Nigeria is not, as right now, I don't think what we have is a shamble of a country. And you know the worst thing they did was arresting the leader of the separatist group because they thrive. The economy of the southeast is dead. Every Monday, nobody does any business. Then the day the leader will go to court, what happens? There will be a sit at home as well. So the economy is run to the ground. Nothing is happening. It is a mess. So you must devise a systematic approach to be able to handle this matter. And I'm sure that Labour Party will do that. Thank you.
So viewers, we're coming to the end of this interview. Just one more question I would love to ask is welcome back to CleverNet TV. So the last question is what do you think is future goals for the election coming up in 2023?
Okay, like the action plan. I was talking about the action plan for the 2023 presidential election. You know, yeah, it's not gonna be easy anyway. Like some people in quotes are telling their people, when you go in, you grab and you run away. It's crazy though, but that's not gonna happen this time around. Labour Party is at the moment on a campaign called Mama Papa Pekin campaign. That campaign is to sensitize every nooks and cranny of Nigeria about Labour Party and where to vote. Where you see the 3 people, Mama, Papa, Pekin, you vote. And they are taking it to the 19 states in the north to make sure that even the man, the woman, and the farm knows where to put his thumbprint. That is one. Secondly, the beaver system has made it possible that if you are accredited, you vote, and your vote goes to the system immediately. So it's no more if you go in and grab and run away with the ballot boxes, your wife will cook for it with you, probably make a pepper soup for you with that. So, but Labour Party will also ensure, and the good thing about the movement is that the support groups, Take Back Niger, P2B Support Network, all the groups are working to ensure that in every polling unit, there's a representative to ensure that what is voted is what is uploaded in the system. So that is how we're going to ensure that the rigging does not happen. Recently, the Chief of Army Staff was saying that they are pressing them or coercing them to ensure that they rig the election, but they are not going to participate. Rather, they will work with the police to ensure free and fair election. And I think the only good thing that this present government did is to introduce this electoral bill, this by BVAS, this biometric verification. That is the only good thing they did. It actually limited the corruption of rigging the election to its barest minimum. They will try to employ some IT experts to hack the system. But I think clever parties also will be able to counter them, because the good thing is that people are volunteering themselves individually. All the IT experts I know are also working to ensure that there is network in every polling unit in Nigeria on that day, because these are the systems they want to use. Whereby the see Labour Party has a stronghold, they will talk about network issues. But we are working to ensure that in every polling unit in Nigeria, there will be a device to boost network, and we won't have network issue.
That's
So,
beautiful.
action plan. And God willing, the Labour Party will be in power come February 27th next year, or come May 31st or whatever next year. But I know that based on the statistic as it's going now, Labour Party is on top, and we hope to keep up with that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Viewers, you've heard everything Mr. Ikechukwu Eze has said about Labour Party leadership and about the election that is coming in 2023. Um, if you want to vote, you can vote. If you don't want to vote, just vote for wherever that is going to move Nigeria forward. Regardless of what he has said and what anyone has to say, it's just all about you knowing who do you think will make Nigeria to move forward. Thank you so much for coming to CleverNet TV. I don't know if you have anything to say.
Thank you, CleverNet. I think I have a lot to work with you guys. You know, on a good day, we talk about longevity on its own. It won't be party matter now. We talk about how about giving life to people and making them to how to educate them to understand the basic things about this chemical world that we live in. I love CleverNet, and I'm happy with what you're doing. I've signed up, and I encourage everyone to sign up as well. And we keep promoting each other. I'm happy that I'm here today. So thank you very much for inviting me. It's been a great morning, and you have a beautiful smile too.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us, and thank you viewers for watching CleverNet TV. Please do not forget to sign up and at www.clevernet.com, and also make use of this website while you can. You know, it's an interesting website. You can advertise your business. You can put up videos, blogs, and so many more. You can even learn how to blog via CleverNet. So I urge you, viewers, to please sign up today. Thank you and see you next time. Bye.
Thank you.